Lesson 82, area of a circle. So in order to go over area of a circle, we're going to go over areas of all different shapes. So for a rectangle, you guys already know that for a rectangle, find the area, you just do length times width. Sometimes you see it L times W. For a parallelogram, to find the area, we have to do base times height. And the height and base have to be perpendicular. So you always look for that little 90-degree angle and then multiply those two sides. For a triangle, which is half of a rectangle, wait, did I say rectangle?
Yeah, but that's
No.
still correct.
I meant a triangle. That is half of a rectangle, sorry. So for a triangle that is half of a rectangle, the area is the base times height, and then you divide by 2 since it's half. Sometimes you might see it 1/2 base times height. Now for a circle, we can imagine it inside of a square. Okay. Notice if this is the center of the circle and this is the radius. If we drew another radius straight up, do you see this square in here? The area of this square is the base times the height, or r squared, right? So that's the area of one square. This length of this square would be 2r. So the area of that square, the big square, is 4r squared. Notice that the area of the circle is less than the area of the big square. So this circle, since it's inside, see how there's parts of that square cut off? You got this one. So the area of the circle is smaller than the area of the big square. It's that much smaller. The area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. If you remember, the approximation of pi is 3.14, and isn't that a smaller number than 4? Yeah. So it's actually going to equal, this area will be pi r squared. And if you remember what we talked about before, pi is circumference divided by the diameter, and it is approximately 3.141592, and it keeps going on. At least I think 92 is next. So pi is the number of diameters that equal the circumference of any circle. So it's just how many diameters would we need to cover the outside, the whole outside circumference of the circle. If you take that number pi and times it by the radius square, you'll get the area of the circle. Now you might have use 3.14 or 22/7 for pi, or you might have leave pi as pi. If you're using 3.14 or 22/7, you will not put pi in your answer because you're using those for pi in place of pi. If you're leaving pi as pi, then you will have pi in your answer and you won't be timesing, you'll just have the radius squared. Yes?
Would it look like the kind of the equation so the pi is first and not after, or would it be the other way?
The pi, if you're going to leave pi as pi, the pi usually comes after the number, and then you have your label. So, yeah, that's it. That's the end of the lesson. We're going to do some practice.